seemed to smile as his mouth hung open, tongue lolling out. He was very, very sweet. She'd never been allowed a pet dog as a child. Her foster father was a shepherd and had considered dogs farm animals. A pet dog wasn't even to be thought of, especially for her, the cuckoo. Housekeepers, and indeed servants of any kind, weren't allowed pets. Sometimes a cat might be kept to catch mice in the kitchens, but it was a working animal. Dogs were dirty things and required food and space that technically she didn't own. Bridget stood and frowned down at the dog. "Shoo now." The dog sat and slowly wagged his tail, sweeping the bricks. One of his triangular ears stood up, while the other lay down. She wished. Behind her, someone opened the door to the kitchens. "Mrs. Crumb?" She turned at once. "Yes, I'm coming." Bridget hurried into the kitchen without a glance back. Bob, one of the footmen, was staring at her anxiously. "He wants a word with you." Was he summoning her to dismiss her in the light of morning? Bridget straightened, smoothing down her apron. "His Grace wants a word with me," she gently corrected. She never let the servants in her command descend into disrespectful language toward their employer or employers, even below stairs. "His Grace." Bob blushed violently. Though well over 6 feet, he couldn't be more than 20 years of age and was fresh from the country. "But, Ma'am, that is—" "Yes?" "Well, the Duke isn't alone." Ah. So that was what had the boy so bothered. Poor lad. He'd soon enough become inured to the carnal excesses of the aristocracy. "I know, dear." Behind them came a snort, and Bridget whirled. Cal, the most handsome of the footmen, and thus one who hadn't been sent up with the bath the night before, had his upper lip curled. "He's a rutting devil, born and bred." "That's enough." Bridget didn't raise her voice, but then she didn't have to. The entire kitchen had gone quiet at her reprimand. "The Duke is our master, and we will speak of him respectfully. Anyone who does not is most welcome to seek employment elsewhere. Is that clear?" She glanced about the kitchen, meeting everyone's gaze for a second. Then she nodded once and swiftly exited the kitchen. That might have been her last command as housekeeper. But she wouldn't leave a house with servants in disorder. Not even his house. Bridget made her way through a back hall and up the servants' stairs to the upper floor, aware vaguely that her hands were trembling. She didn't like change. Didn't like always having to find another place to call home, though none, of course, were truly her home. But that was the nature of her work. She'd chosen this life, and she was proud of what she'd accomplished, how far she'd come, the position she'd achieved. There. Her hands had stopped shaking. And really, had Bob thought she wasn't aware that George, one of the older footmen, had procured a pair of courtesans for the Duke's entertainment last night? A good housekeeper, and Bridget considered herself the best, knew everything that happened within her domain, no matter how sordid. The Duke's bedroom door was shut, so she tapped once before entering. "Good morning, Your Grace." The Duke was sprawled, entirely naked as far as she could see, between 2 equally bare women. Well, one woman was visible at least. A petite blonde broke off her embrace of the Duke and glanced curiously at Bridget in the doorway. The other, a thin brunette, soon emerged from under the sumptuous sky-blue velvet coverlet.